right, people, we're gonna make some homemade, well, welcome back to the channel, family. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm gonna make my homemade London fog. We're working from home today and I really don't drink coffee anymore. Coffee was giving me so much anxiety and like jitters and just like, it wasn't good. So while we do that, I'm gonna tell you 5 things to focus on instead of only being consumed by trying to lose weight or shrink your body or hop on the diet, okay? Because I know where you're at. I've been there too, where it's, you know, summer is around the corner. We're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be in a bikini soon, or I'm going on a trip, or, you know, I'm wearing less clothing because it's about to get hot out, and we think we need to shrink our bodies, we think we need to lose weight, we need to cut calories, cut out carbs, do all this crazy extreme cardio. No. We're canceling that noise. We're not doing it. We're not doing that this year because we all know that that leads to absolute misery. And we don't want that. We don't want misery in our lives anymore. And when we are constantly focused on trying to lose weight and shrink ourselves and go to extremes, we always get trapped in hopping from one extreme to the next, and then we have no capacity, no energy, no space for things that actually matter in our lives. Because if you've ever been on yo-yo fad diets or, you know, been very fixated on changing your body just for the physical changes, you know what it's like to feel consumed by food and to only be thinking about food and to be so fixated on tracking every single macro, and then you can't even be present in your life. You can't go to the events, you can't go for that spontaneous lunch date, you can't go on the adventure because all you're thinking about is food and your body. That is just not the vibe we're here for, okay? So 5 things that you can actually focus on that are going to add to your life, that's gonna make you feel good and energized and empowered and strong and have that capacity and space in your life for things that actually matter. I'm about to change your life. Let's go. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I am all about sharing food freedom, body image healing, and how to build self-confidence this year for yourself. We are taking the empowered path, you guys. So if that's the journey that you want to be on, this is the vibe. This is where, you know, you're in the right place. Okay. Let me tell you the first thing you can start to focus on: a nourishing breakfast every single day. Why is this important? I'm so glad you asked. Having a nourishing breakfast is going to support us, especially as women, on such a deep hormonal level, metabolism level. It's going to support every single function going on in our body. And when we skip breakfast, when we go long hours without eating, we are actually inducing a high stress response, because naturally, like, cortisol in the morning is waking us up, it's getting us ready for our day. When we eat a nourishing breakfast, like, we allow that cortisol to kind of like naturally go down. And that is a well-functioning, thriving, fertile, not stressed out body when we nourish it. And when we don't nourish it, when we skip breakfast, when we go long hours without eating, we are just allowing that cortisol to ramp up, stay really high, basically keep us in survival mode. And this is where, for a lot of women, like, we run into issues in the long term. You know, like, we experience gut issues, we have hormonal imbalances, we're go. We're basically running our bodies into the ground and we're just doing our hormones dirty. Like, it ain't worth it. So when you actually start to nourish yourself first thing, you're gonna realize you have so much more energy, which maybe leads to more intentional movement throughout your day. You feel better. You have your hunger cue, so you're eating in a more balanced, consistent fashion. Also takes that fixation around food, because almost 99.99% of women that I know, myself included in the past when I used to skip breakfast, women who are skipping breakfast are usually binge eating at night or just so focused and fixated and consumed by food because they're starving. Let's get off that starvation train, shall we? Let's get on the nourishing one. That's the one that I want to be on. Number 2. Focusing on creating a lifestyle that you love. Imagine if you started to add things into your life that you genuinely enjoy doing, instead of feeling like you need to cut things out and take away things and constantly go to extremes. When has that ever worked for you? Probably never. Think about, like, things that you genuinely enjoy, things that bring you joy, things that uplift you, things that inspire and empower you. Adding to your lifestyle and making it all realistic for you, it's actually going to help you not only enjoy it more, but it's going to be sustainable. And basically, you won't be going from one extreme to the next because you know now what feels good for you and what you actually enjoy doing. Number 3 is finding movement that you genuinely love. We are no longer going to the gym for hours and hours to punish ourselves. We're no longer just focusing on trying to burn calories, no longer viewing movement as just something that we should feel dead after or it doesn't count. When you find movement that you genuinely love, like maybe going out for walks or taking your dog for a walk or being outside with your friends or rollerblading, bike ride, dancing, once again, you make it a lifestyle. It's going to feel so much better for you in the long term. And also think big picture, like when you're 60, 70, 80 years old, are you really going to be so glad that you spent all of your time running your body to the ground, depleting yourself, punishing your body through exercise and actually maybe probably being more injury prone? Or are you going to be so happy that you focused on longevity and the strength and being able to move for the long term and feel really good? That's actually what it's all about. And that is also when we make it a lifestyle. You deserve to enjoy your movement. Number 4, focusing on how you feel. This is a big one because a lot of us get so caught up in only focusing on what we look like, what's my body looking like, how much am I weighing. When we place all of our focus and our energy on what our physical body looks like, it keeps us in such a low vibrational state because we're just so fixated, so consumed, we can't think about anything else. And then once again, we don't even realize that we're probably depleting our bodies and running ourselves into the ground and feeling like crap just to look a certain way. Instead, focus on how you feel. Like, what do you enjoy doing? Are you feeling more energized when you eat breakfast? What do you love about your daily walks? Like, when you focus on how you feel, you make it a lifestyle, it's more sustainable, and then once again, it allows you to tune into yourself. You can trust your body, connect back to your body, connect back to yourself, and feel really, really good in what you're doing. And this is also going to help you in healing your hormones, tuning into hunger cues, fullness cues, listening to your cravings, honoring your cravings, all of those things. How you feel is so much more important over everything else. Bum, bum, bum. So I just made my tea, Earl Grey, obviously, honey, and some milk in there. And then my final ingredient that I always add is my Black Lotus Shilajit raw honey. I'm actually obsessed with this stuff. I have a good friend who just got me onto Shilajit a few months ago, and you haven't heard of it. It is life-changing. It's super, super supportive for balancing hormones. I really love it because it helps clear out my acne, and it's been so supportive for helping to absorb nutrients in my life, especially as someone who used to be a chronic dieter, always running my body into the ground, which is what we're talking about today. This stuff is really, really potent, and it also gives you insane energy. Like, I feel so energized throughout my day when I use my Shilajit. So I'll put the link in the description. I do have a code for you guys. Seriously recommend trying it out. It's super supportive for not only women's hormones to balance them, but also for men. It helps to increase testosterone. So this is a gem right there. Lastly, number 5 is consistent nourishment. So once again, we want to get away from the extreme yo-yoing, restrictive eating patterns that oftentimes lead us to binging or overindulging, feeling out of control around food, having crazy cravings, and only feeling so obsessed and fixated around food. This, once again, takes us out of the present moment. It doesn't allow us to have those like spontaneous lunch dates. We can't enjoy our food as much. We can't enjoy time with loved ones. We're not present. So when you consistently nourish and you stop restricting and getting out of that survival mode, you're gonna notice that the cravings, the obsession around food, the fixation around food, it all dissipates because your body now has what it needs. And everything that I talked about today is really just about making it a lifestyle that you love. There's no right or wrong way to do things. It's just really a matter of like, what's going to be sustainable for you? What do you enjoy doing? How can you nourish your body, feel good, support it, and also thrive in the routines that you're doing? Like, you should feel really, really good. And that's why the feeling side of it is really important, because if you're starting a diet, if you're starting to restrict, if you're starting to only focus on your body, just remember that in 20, 30, 40 years, when you look back on your life, I don't think you are going to be happy that you spent your whole life fixated around food in your body. So if you are struggling with food guilt, food fears, fear of eating enough, fear of your body changing, body dysmorphia, my Fed Girl online course is an amazing place to start for this, because we literally go over all of these concepts so you can learn exactly how to get out of the binge cycle, how to have more food freedom, how to heal your body image, and how to gain more self-confidence. Like, all of these concepts that I went over today, if those feel really hard or out of the reach, my Fed Girl online course is going to be so supportive for you. And you also have full access to our women's community and group chat, which is so supportive to just know there's other women going through the same things. We all empower each other, uplift each other. It's real-time access to me so you can ask questions and have that accountability and support in real life. So I'm gonna put the link in the description so you can check it out. It's 50% off right now, so it's the perfect time to enroll. And I hope that this summer you choose to nourish yourself, feel good, instill those empowering routines for yourself, and no longer go to extremes, because we're all about feeling good here. Stay nourished.